Froze back though.
We are recording. I'm going to mute myself. You guys are good to go.
He says he's recording. He's muting himself. We're good to go.
All right, we good? Alrighty. Well, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, our long-awaited second episode is finally here. Welcome back to the Blackout. It's your boy, Tay. Today I'm accompanied by one of my other co-hosts out of the five. No, there's four of y'all. My older brother, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Whitfield, here joining us today. Clap it up for him.
Thank you, Tay.
Bro.
My name's Roman Whitfield. I'm 19. I'm a sophomore here at ISU. If y'all remember from the last episode, I'm an animal science major, pre-vet on the veterinarian track, and I'm just glad to be here. Glad to pop out.
Bro, brother, we welcome you to the Blackout today, making your first debut as our co-host. You know, last episode was dropped way back in the beginning of the year. We dropped it at least right before New Year's. You know, remember it was me and Mel having a conversation on that college transition. Shout out Mel in the military, bro. Hope you're doing good right now. Can't wait to see you when you get back. Got a lot of stories to tell him. I already know him. But today, the second episode is going to be a very special little program we got going. It is for my English 2500 class, meaning that there is a disclaimer. We will try to keep the cussing to a limited.
Try. Attempt. We will attempt.
We'll try our best. But, hey, Professor Frank Durbin, you might see a little ghetto side to me. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, me and Roman, you know, we've been rocking since we was diapers. Yeah,
Diapers.
That's my older brother, you know. So the energy, we reciprocate. You already see we matching today, so.
He want to be like me so bad.
He just keeps talking, like, he's just yapping. Like, nah, but, you know, he's my inspiration. He's a good mentor to me. You know, he's my big brother. I love him. You know what I'm saying? But no, today is going to be a conversation on DEI legislation and why it is beneficial to students. Now, mind you, just to give a little refresher, you know, I got the notes here. I always come prepared. DEI stands for, of course, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So a little thing I got is DEI frameworks and programs, of course, are implemented to give opportunities to those who are underrepresented in our communities, basically trying to make it an even playing field for all groups so that we can all be included and have a piece of the American dream. This includes our minority races and those who just come from maybe lower socioeconomic status, as well as just our groups that are underrepresented, giving everybody a fair chance to compete with, yeah. You already know. I'm just saying, just being real. You know, on the Blackout, we get really real. But, no, these different DEI programs come in different forms, whether it be scholarship, grants, conferences, clubs, buildings, departments within universities. So these, of course, is very lucrative and very important programs and frameworks that help make, well, life possible and give opportunities to students. So back to our roots in a very Blackout fashion, we're going to start with, of course, our vibes and our vibe killers. These are basically our check-ins, bro, to see how we doing today.
Okay.
And, you know, you can start because, yeah.
Like how I'm doing today?
Like your vibe is your high, your vibe killer is your low.
Okay, all right.
ahead.
So my vibe is I get to sit here with my little bro and help him with the project that he helped me with back then. And so it's an iron sharpen iron situation. I also have my wife in here in the room. She is in the back working on something.
Shout out sis.
Just to have her in the same room, it helps a lot. But my vibe killer, I guess, for the day, just like, I guess, like, probably getting into this conversation is going to get into a lot of real stuff about not just me and my past, but just a lot of underrepresented people and all the stuff they have to go through. And so a vibe killer is going to be keeping it real, because some people don't like doing that. But I'm always with it. I'm always saying my truth. I'm always gonna talk what I want to say, and we will be heard.
Bro, no, that's real. Just to touch on that, like I said before, this is going to be a little heavy topic. We're talking about DEI legislation, so race will be mentioned. You know, there may be some triggers going on. Like I said, this is for my English class, so y'all will be watching this. Y'all probably watching it right now. Future me probably hopefully doing a good job presenting. But no, It's just a little disclaimer. But for me, my vibe of the week, well, what can I say? Your boy just turned 19. Like, so,
big boy in the building.
Closer to 20.
Old, man. You old.
It feels good. I'm not going to lie. It just makes me, I'm growing as a man. And, it feels amazing to actually age. And it gives me a good perspective on, like, how much time has really passed and how important that is. So, I reflected, did some amazing things. My mom sent me a beautiful message saying how proud she was of the man I'm becoming, and, it's been a good time. Also, we went to go see that movie Sinners last night for my birthday. Hey, Michael B. Jordan, you did your thing, bro. I recommend everybody to go watch it. I'm so serious, 10 out of 10 movie. But my vibe killer this week has been very busy. I'm not going to lie to you. Just the life of a college student. Exams, group projects, just all that stuff coming to a head. And then, of course, it's my birthday week. So it's like, why can't I just chill and then work? So, that happens. But nothing too bad for real. But no, overall, I'd say we're doing pretty good this week. How you feeling, bro? You feeling pretty good?
I'm here. I'm breathing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing in and of itself. I thank God every day for that.
Every day above ground is a blessing. Y'all know that. I ain't afraid to share faith on here. Always believe. But so let's just jump into the segment, bro. So segment 1, of course, the topic at hand, DEI legislation and its importance to college students. So I got 4 questions here pulled up on the laptop, bro, that we came up with for this segment. We just gonna chat about them, bro, give our opinion on it, because, again, this project is an argument. I decided what's more important than to show a student's perspective on how DEI is affecting us, especially with all the recent legislation that's been passed, cutting stuff, taking things away, which we will get into. I said we just start with question 1 and see where things go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But first question off the list, of course, is why do you think DEI is important in a school or classroom? And is it important at all?
DEI in and of itself is really, really important. I come from a not very rich background, and so to be up here in college is a blessing. But an even bigger blessing is that I'm up here on scholarship because of one of the DEI programs. And having that reaching hand out in school kind of helped me guide through the process of me, like, okay, there's not a lot of us out here, but there's still a few of us that believe in ourselves. And so having that belief or having that guidance through middle school and high school, it helped me shape, like, become the man I want, like I am today. And without it, I probably would not even apply to college. I wouldn't even try to go. I wouldn't have had the strength to go because of the just the money aspect of it. I knew I've always been intelligent, and that's happened to plenty of black men in the past. They have the intelligence to go, but when it comes to the financial aspect of it, they can't meet that. They can't meet that, and it's sad to see that. And so it is a very important thing that a lot of, especially our youth coming up, needs to have, because without it, they don't know what they're doing after high school. And I'm not saying college is the answer, but having it as an option helps, and that's not something that we always had.
No, that's definitely real. Just to elaborate and even get my own answer on that, like, it's very important. It's a very crucial thing. Like my brother said here, we come from backgrounds where finances wasn't always, there. Like, we've always been intelligent, always been involved, always been trying to grow and do things, but the money ain't always there. I myself am also here on a DEI scholarship. What was known as the MVP has now been changed to the first cyclone due to DEI legislation that's been passed. But it's basically providing opportunities for minority students like myself and my brother to come to university. Is it important in school or a classroom? Definitely, because it's helping those of us who don't usually have the opportunity to go do things and travel and see the world and experience life as a whole and not just a fragment due to financial setback. I mean, even myself, from my personal experience being in college, I've already taken a full paid-for trip to Oklahoma, and I got another one to New York coming up in the end of May. So, just another blessing to be a part of a program like that and to have those opportunities through DEI, I think makes it all the more important because it's not just students like me out here, but it's students, well, like from where we came from, like even, our Latino brothers and sisters, our LGBTQ plus students as well. Like DEI is crucial for us because it gives us the opportunity to grow where otherwise we wouldn't have the chance to. But yeah, no, very important in the end of the day. Our second question, bro, in your own words, what does diversity, equity, and inclusion mean to you?
I mean everything. It's a magical future that I wish to introduce my children to one day. It's a goal I want to reach for myself. It's a goal I want to reach for my family. I don't want to have to explain to my son how to handle police like they are above us just because of their job their career. I don't want to have the conversation with my kids to say when you walk with somebody and there's white people, just keep your head on the swivel. That's something that I learned that I didn't want to. I don't want to teach my kids that growing up. It established a fear in me that I'm still to this day trying to shake, and it's hard to live in a world, especially like today as a black man, and try to include everybody, especially the people who have like been aiming at you. But you have to realize that they're doing the things they have been taught, just like I'm doing the things I have been taught. And so sometimes you have to look from outside to see the way they look inside. And so I think especially diversity is one of the most beautiful things ever. Whenever I look at somebody, I'm always like, what's behind that book?
Yeah.
What's the next page of that chapter?
What do you look like as a person?
Yeah. And some people, some of those books are horrible. Some of those books are downright terrible.
Just straight up bad, bro. Like some of them don't need to be read.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why? Well, I can't even ask why, but it's like, but the people whose books never been opened, who get judged from a distance just because the outside of their book cover is a little darker than the outside of the book cover of somebody else's. It's wild to me because even in the wild you see diversity, even in the things that look alike. In every zebra, their stripes are unique to them. They are still black, they are still white, and they are still on the same type of animal, but they are different and unique to every single last one of them. And that's the same thing about humans. There is not one human that is like the other. Even twins still have their differences that they like to protrude. And that's amazing. But if we don't have inclusion, if we don't listen to the other people, if we don't keep our ear out, then diversity means nothing. It's like what Smokey said on Friday. It's like having Kool-Aid with no sugar, peanut butter, no jelly,
ham, no burger, like
ham, no burger.
Like, bro, like
it don't go together.
It's a life.
It will never.
No, it's definitely a spice of life. Like in my own words, for real, diversity, equity, and inclusion, community. It's community to me. It's like it establishes and gives us a chance to have our own community. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things happening like on universities across like campus, like different campuses. And they're beautiful things, and most of them bloom through DEI. Student organizations like the BSA or the ASA, the LGBTQ plus organizations. These DEI gives us the opportunity to be ourselves, especially, and it's very important now, especially in a time when we have people trying to take those away from us, bro.
Yeah, and it's crazy that those programs even existed. Like when I came up to Iowa State, I'd never there were programs when I was in high school, the like smaller programs, but when I heard of BSA, I thought like I thought it was something small. I didn't think I had this much of a black community where I went to school at, because in my major, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, I was in a lecture hall with like 300 plus people and I was the only black guy in there. And that feeling of not just loneliness, but that the feeling that I don't belong there. It's something that it's something that if you can overcome, it's great, but it's very hard to overcome, and it's coming from a lot of generational like instances and everything like that. But having those programs like BSA, ASA, it brightened me up because I'm like, there are this many people who look like me on my campus. I don't see them. I don't see them on the daily. I
It's a
don't.
culture shock, bro.
And it's crazy to have that community. And so, it, if it's something that they're still trying to aim at and trying to take away, I don't think they. I don't think they can. Like especially with community.
What I'm saying, bro, is like the way I roll it, bro. Like we for the people, always for the people. I love my people, my community, my people. That's what I do. I do this for, I do this not just for me and my family, but for y'all. Like, like without community, we have nothing. So they try to take it away. I mean, it's gonna come with repercussions. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's something that I don't think we could take silent because a lot, especially in history, there's a lot of instances where situations have happened to but especially black men, and we can't do anything because we'd be labeled as an angry black man. But nowadays, with knowing that not all white people are bad and not not everybody's against us, I feel like if they want to try and take away our community, I'm not gonna take it on the chin and walk away. I will be heard. I will make sure the next guy is heard, and the next guy, and the next person. I won't ever let anybody go unheard, especially if it's an instance where they try to take away our voice, because that's something that it's a horrible thing.
Oh, it's bad, bro. You don't want to be just left silent. That's something that we can't do in general. Like, you can't take away places that make people feel safe. And that's basically what DEI, like diversity, equity, inclusion, like in our own words, is what it means to us, y'all. It's like, it's giving us the opportunity to be safe. It's giving us the opportunity to be ourselves and grow as a people, and giving us the chance to like overall just become better. It's better in ourselves. It's needed. But no, that's a very powerful question. I'm glad we were able to take it. Third question coming up here is a little lighter, a little lighter. This last question is probably going to get personal, but third question, a little light before we get there. Can you name a time, bro, when you felt included? And then in what way did the situation make you feel welcomed?
I got to go into my repertoire. I got to think.
Oof.
I got to think. Okay.
It's going to take him a
minute. Okay. So up here, one of the times I really felt included was my first time talking to my academic advisor. Shout out Dr. Bundy. She was one of the best administrative advisors I've ever had, because even though she is a white woman, she hears everybody. She doesn't let race get in the way of her thinking, anything like that. She's always down to let somebody hear out somebody's story and provide the best help she can. And the first time I felt included is when I was going through some difficult times at home. I was trying to figure out how, not only how to be a man, but how to take care of myself. And during that time, there was a couple of tragedies that hurt me in a way that taking care of myself went out the window. And when I met with my academic advisor, because school wasn't going the best, she looked me dead in the eye and she said, "The next time you go through something and you don't talk to me about it, I will hunt you down." And in that moment, I felt like there's one person here for me. And it was amazing. It made me realize that even though people are of different race, different religion, different practices, different all that, if I still want to find a community who knows it's wrong for somebody to try to take away the freedoms and the aspects of me being a black man, I can find them. I don't have to fight by myself, because people realize what they're doing is not the best thing. And so, really, shout out Dr. Bundy. She deserves a raise and whatever they think she can give her. But that's the first time I've ever ever felt included.
That's real. No, that's real, bro. I'm glad you found that, bro. That's amazing. You know, there's not just we have white allies in the world. I call them allies because it's true. You can't do anything by yourself. It takes a village, and it takes a village from multiple different backgrounds and aspects to actually make things happen. That's beautiful. But when it comes to myself, man, Iowa State.
Got him. Got him.
Iowa State's a good university. I'm not gonna get me wrong. There's been a lot of fun times up here that I've had, but it's mostly the people that make it fun. Being up here as a black man, this is what we call a PWI, and for those who don't know, it's a predominantly white institution. So, like my brother said, him being the only black man in a class filled with like over 30 other white people, that's a daily thing that we face up here, and we don't just face that, but imposter syndrome. Us feeling like we don't belong because we don't look like those who are here, as well as racism. I'm not afraid to admit that I've been called the N-word at least 4 different times.
Oh yeah, before 9 a.m. you hear it,
Bro.
Yeah. Right in the morning, it's normal.
No, it's not even in the morning, bro. Like walking back at night to your dorm, bro, and they just drive by and just yell it at you is a different type of feeling, bro. And it doesn't. I'll be honest, bro. It makes you feel not welcome at all. Like I get angry. I don't show it a lot, but that definitely irritated me and made me feel some type of way. And, you know, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right when they do it to other people either. But what helps is feeling included. And I can say that one of those times that I did feel included definitely was when I found my community on here on campus. Shout out to the BSA. Most of y'all in there are like family to me now because y'all made me feel safe. Y'all gave me a chance to actually, like, be myself instead of having to put on that mask that most black men wear when walking around a predominantly white place.
That's something that's a whole long conversation. That mask, man.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like the mask, we can dive into it. I'm not afraid to. Like the mask it's crazy. You know, we gotta talk a certain way. We gotta walk a certain way. We gotta smile even. You know, like most of our blank faces, they would label us as angry. You know, and having that space where I can actually, like, be real and be free and just chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's definitely when I felt included. And, you know, we had a range of events, especially that first week. They called it Welcome Black Week. If y'all are watching this and you're a freshman here or you're going to be coming to Iowa State, make sure to attend Welcome Black Week next in the fall. Actually, me and my brother here are running for board elections. We're both running for president, but we probably just gonna take that thing over together. So, you know, just come support us. We'll help you out. You know, get what you need. Come be with your people. But yeah, it definitely made me feel included when I joined them. And then, of course, I had the opportunity to have like my brother here. So he came up here where he didn't really have no siblings, and I think that's a benefit that I had that he didn't, which is good. Where like I had somebody here who can have my back, you know? So even when it's a world full of people that don't look like me, I know my brother's just right down the street for me to help me out.
Yeah, it's the same. I'm a year older than him. Well, months, but I'm gonna turn 20 some in a couple months, and all right. And we're so close in age. It's not even like I take care of him. It's a take care of each other type of situation, because it'll be those times when I'm in the dark and I'm like, let me call my little brother, and he'll say that one thing, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. And having him up here is him coming. We the last time we were in the same school together was elementary school when we were kids, and we always
shout out Finley,
shout out Finley, shout out Finley,
shout out Finley.
And I always didn't like going to school without him, and we knew that the day we finally got to pick our own schools, that we were gonna go be back together. And when I heard the news he was coming up to ISU, I was beyond excited. I was like, bet, now I have someone up here I could always run to, or I could always like check up on, who could check up on me. And it's with the BSA president situation, it's an iron sharper iron type of situation. If he needs anything, I'm there, and if I need anything, he's there. And just knowing that it helps so much.
That's always, bro. But yeah, no, that's another aspect of how DEI is important for our students too. You know, it makes you feel included. programs like BSA and having amazing people like our advisors understand why stuff like this is important to us and understanding where we come from and then willing to accommodate and help us, knowing that we are feeling like basically a fish out of water. I'm not going to lie. Coming from Des Moines up to Iowa State in Ames, Iowa is a culture shock.
Even though we grew up in Iowa.
Even though we grew up in Iowa. Like, Des Moines is so much. How can a 45-minute drive change?
I mean, I make it
entire.
I make it in 30, but.
He breaks the law. He speeded.
Nah, it's we grew up with white people, and it's different. It's so different because there's some white people who've never seen a black person before, and they will make that known.
Oh, they look at you. It's almost one of those awkward. It's just that look that. They just look at you like, bro. But no, I feel like it's just different because the white people that we grew up around, they understood how to interact with us because they came from the same like area of us.
Yeah, background.
You know what I'm saying? Like
they
it's
still
the same
grew up
background.
around.
Yeah, like even in high school, like we had a white boy that we were really cool with. Like he told me himself, he was like, if I had to go to like a university where like it was mostly just people that looked like me, I'd feel uncomfortable. And I was like, yeah, you're cool with us, like, you know. But overall, Des Moines was just a very diverse background. I can't wait to go back this summer. But coming up here, it just definitely changed because we went from being the majority literally back to the minority, which is very different.
We were the majority in the minority, and then we became the minority in the
minority. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just,
yeah.
It's definitely a change. But like I said, man, them DEI programs give us a place to be safe.
Yeah.
Makes us feel included.
And it's like the DEI program that funds my schooling is Science Bound. It's called Science Bound. So
shout out Science Bound.
Shout out Science Bound for real. They have been doing amazing work for years, and them aiming at DEI right now has been harming Science Bound to the point where they are trying to figure out how to keep afloat. And this is a program that helps you start in 8th grade. You do science programs in 8th grade. You do volunteer hours. This isn't something they just hand to black kids because they're black. They handed it to them because they are worth it, and they know they have the intelligence to run with it, and they know that if they go into college, they will make it. And so they know, they're like, bet, we're going to give them a chance. And they've given so many people chances and opportunities. And it's something beautiful that I don't want to get taken away at all.
No, I can definitely relate to that. Shout out Science Bound, Dr. Campbell. You know, love y'all. I also received a Science Bound scholarship like my brother.
Too much in his fancy britches.
Apparently, yeah. I'm a little bougie. No, I switched because the thing about Science Bound is mostly a STEM program. Your boy is a psychology major, so I would have had to do a double major, which I didn't really feel like doing, not too much. So I was able to switch to my own scholarship. Like I said, the MVP, which was formerly known as the MVP, is now known as the First Cyclone, which we can touch on in this next question because that's going to be a heavy one. But my scholarship comes from the MSA office here at Iowa State, which is the Multicultural Student Affairs. Shout out Assistant Dean Jordan Brooks. Gonna have you on the show. Another one of my mentors up here, strong black man, getting his PhD. Very inspiring. But that's just another way that I guess has helped me feel included as well. It's just my scholarship. You know, I have people that are working with me to make sure they want to see me succeed. So they're investing in me. And that's not just me, but other students as well. Like, this is a scholarship where full tuition is being paid for. And without this, college wouldn't be an option for me. I'll be so real. Like, if my tuition was not paid for, I wouldn't be here in this seat right now.
Me either. I grew up working landscape. I have now 13 years of landscape experience under my belt. Bro. And if I didn't get the scholarship, I would not be here. I would be running the company or working at the company. But it's that like that predetermined career or predetermined life that was scheduled for me when I was a kid that just didn't sit right with me. Like, oh, you're saying I can't make it to college? What, I don't have an option? No, I'm supposed to just work outside or work in a warehouse or just or work at a dead end job for the rest of my no, I'm not gonna do that because you told me to do that. Right. I'm gonna do it if I wanna do it. Yeah, right. But I'm not gonna do it if you tell me to. No. And that's why DEI in schools is so important, because it helps shape it helps those kids shape their futures on how they want to be, not how other people tell them to be. And it's an amazing experience.
No, it helps us find a way out. Most of us get stuck in that job pipeline, especially us from, like I said, those marginalized, like low socioeconomic backgrounds, bro. We get stuck where we grow up dreaming and wanting to do things, but then we never end up actually doing them. Like I come from a long line of family members who tell me, we went to college, but we didn't finish college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's that predetermined, like you said, it's almost destiny or fate. Like, and this is how they had it set up for us. Oh, I'm about to get very I'm about to get very Malcolm X
Preach,
up here.
Pastor, preach.
No, it's true. Like I feel like it's how the system has been set up for us. It's set up to be against us. Like think about it, bro. Like I'm gonna use this analogy. I've been waiting to use this analogy. So basically, right, for example, in a white family, a stereotypical white family, they come from generational wealth. They have nepotism. It's generational. Parents went to college, grandparents went to college. It's carrying on. They're making money. They're making generational wealth, and it's because the system's been put in place to benefit them, bro. Like if we look and compare that to a black community, on the inside of like a city, bro, like, well, the dad's usually selling drugs because he couldn't get into college. Why? Because he didn't have enough money. So now he's trying to make money, right? He gets caught selling drugs. He goes to jail. What happens? Now his girl is working all day trying to provide for her and them kids while that man is in jail. That son sees his mom working too hard. He decides he needs to make money quick. What does he do? He starts selling drugs just like his dad. And before you know it, he gets another woman pregnant. And then he goes away for selling drugs, trying to make his family better. That's what we call a generational curse, ladies and gentlemen. Generational trauma. It comes from lack of resources. We didn't have these resources. And that's what makes DEI so important, is because it gives us a way out. It helps us acknowledge the intelligence that we carry within ourselves as a people, and that kids get the chance to actually do something with their lives instead of being stuck in that 9 to 5. My mom preaches to me every day, telling me that what I'm doing up here is a good thing. So I'll be honest, I'll consider the 9 to 5 route. College is hard. It ain't easy.
Menards ain't looking that bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like
McDonald's don't look too
working
bad.
at a warehouse, bro. Hey, $20 an hour. I could work 8 hours a day and make some bread, bro. Easy money. That don't seem too bad. But like, even so, it gives us the chance to just break out of that. No one wants to be stuck in that path, bro. And that's important. That's really important.
That generational trauma, that's an entire conversation that people don't even get to until they're like late 40s. Like some people don't even realize the trauma they have inflicted themselves until it's too late and they pass it on to their children. And so, like, trying to figure out how to break past that is one of the hardest things marginalized people can do. They have to work 2 times as harder for half the return, and it's sickening sometimes. It's to the point where you think to yourself, why do I have to try so hard just to get what other people are given? And it's hard. It's hard to accept that, but it's something that I had to look at myself and just think, if I have kids and I have that stuff, do I want to give that to them? And that's the reason I'm doing this. That's one of the main reasons I'm in college, is because I know when one day I have kids, I don't want them to go through the challenges and stuff I had to go through when I was in college or when I'm 19. I don't want them to think about, oh, my rent's coming up. How am I going to afford it? I want them to think about, at age 19, is, what am I going to do in my life? How can I make my moves?
Mm-hmm.
How can I place my feet into the world? How can I make connections? How can I focus on myself right now so I can make the most out of myself?
Yeah.
And when I think about that, just that sliver of opportunity that my offspring will have one day, it makes it all worth it. It makes it all just roll off the back. But trying to figure out those generational traumas, that's something, ladies and gentlemen, that it's very important to start now. Because if you don't start now, it will be too late.
No, that's real. That's a real topic. You know, these programs, they aren't just aimed to try and to bring somebody of color into a place where, you know, it's predominantly white. They're not just there for like DEI hires, whatever they say. This is because they're giving us chances to leave and break free from those generational curses that we have. It provides us chances that we would never have dreamed of. I used to dream of being here in college. Now I'm here. That's due to DEI. My brother has goals. Me and him used to talk about it all the time.
Man, we used to be on Mama's backyard talking about what kind of car you want, what kind of house you want.
Just yapping and talking and having a great time, bro. Like, and we're here, and that's through our perspective DEI frameworks and programs. You know, and that's why having this conversation is so important. That's why having a student's perspective on it is so important, because right now, I feel like all the adults, quote unquote, up in Congress and just up in our legislation in general, they aren't understanding the importance of this and the factors that come with taking it away. Which leads to our fourth and final question for this first segment. Brother, what is your stance on the current legislation and its effects on college campuses across the country?
I gotta sit up for this.
Oh yeah. Let's get ready.
I don't think they give, I'm sorry, I apologize for this. I don't think they give two shits about people who look like me on a college campus. And I think it's only because they have so much control in their life, they want to control everything outside of it. And having control is not only overrated, it's impossible. You do not know what tomorrow stands for. You cannot see the future. You cannot control what your children do later in life, but you can control what you do now. And I think they're only attacking people who look like me and my brother, or not only just us, but anybody who needs DEI to live, because I think they are afraid to see how great we can become if given equal chance.
You think it's like a threat to that social structure that they have? It's like a pyramid.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
They right now they know, and they're, when they look to their left and they look to their right, it's people who look like them. But in a couple years, maybe it'll just be one black woman who takes a stand. Then next year, a Hispanic woman will take the stand. Next year, somebody from LGBTQ, and then you'll have so much diversity, you'll start solving problems. But it will take a long time. And that's something that people don't want. They want to resort back to the old days because they think it works. It works for them. It doesn't work for nobody else. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Growing up as a black man, I have been arrested over false pretenses, over you fit a description. The first time I was put in handcuffs, I was 14 years old. The first thing I thought of was, how am I gonna get home? Am I going to make it home? When I get pulled over, my first thought is this going to be the last breath I take? Do you think a white person thinks about that? It's a sad thing, but it's serious.
Yeah.
The entire entity that's literal motto is to serve and protect doesn't serve and protect everybody. That's a little iffy. I'm not gonna take that on the back and roll over. So if they want to take away DEI in my community and all this other stuff, I say let them try, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop trying to become who I want to become. Take it all away. I'll still be here. I know God got my back, and through the love of God, I'm still here. Yeah. But through the love of my family, I'm still surviving.
Praises to the highest, bro.
I can't even explain the amount of sacrifices my family has took. I will not let it go in vain. And so yeah, they can try and knock it down if they want. I'ma still stand tall. I say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. But no. Well, of course, you can already guess my current stance on the matter. I say, yeah, hell no. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, ain't no way in hell, bro. Like, honestly, and I'm one to where, I'll be honest, I was not too, like, educated on what was happening around us until we took this trip to Oklahoma. It was the Big 12 Black Conference on Black Student Government. I served as FAT president. Our year is over, so, you know, it was cool. But me and the current president of BSA, we sat in on this president's meeting, and we just talked about, like, what was going on with the different Black student orgs across the country, how they were being affected by the legislation that was being passed. And a lot of the things that came up were very, I'll be honest, bro, it was a very sad meeting. We had a very sad talk because a lot of bad things are happening to these universities that's not happening to Iowa State. And that's why me and the president were just quiet, because we got off lucky. We're getting off lucky up here compared to what is happening around the country. We have stories came up of students having their scholarship stripped from them, you know, and like they're like us, bro. We're like, it's full tuition. Like, you're taking away. They just took away somebody's their chance at college is gone, bro. Like,
that's and their reason is you're Black.
Right, like,
what? Yeah,
bro. Like, that's just real. Like, they're taking away student scholarships. I heard talk of buildings being either destroyed or just fully, like, emptied out, offices being closed. You know, titles of certain, like, groups and staff members are being, like, retitled. They're taking away their titles. Groups are being dismantled. Even up here at Iowa State, they just shut down the wasn't it that LGBTQ plus center that we had? They were having protests, like, all around campus for it.
I think so. I'm trying. I don't remember the name, but I do remember hearing something about that.
I remember seeing a protest on it. They took that away from the students up here, and my heart, personally, the Blackout extends its heart to y'all out there. And if y'all want to come on the show and talk about it, you're welcome to, because it's a real topic. But yeah, bro, they took away a student scholarship. I understand that I have faculty members that I work with, or that have worked with me, and they have had their titles stripped. Programs are being taken away.
Funding's being
stripped. It's not even just affecting. What's crazy is this stuff isn't even just affecting, like, student orgs and stuff, but also, like, the science world as well. I do undergraduate research here on the university under Dr. Tess Neal, forensic psychologist. Shout out to her. Shout out to the CLJL lab. Love y'all. But it's getting to the point, bro, where, like, we can't even do certain, like, science experiments or, like, do our tests because we can't get the funding for the project. And it's because words like diversity, Black, you know, that type of stuff, it's in our print because we got to send it to literally our funding person so we can get funding. You have to explain what the project entails. You're taking away our funding to find scientific, you know, ideas and breakthroughs. You're changing the way that we can try to make the world better. You're not just taking away, like, diversity in a classroom. You're taking away diversity in our science. Our scientific findings that can help the world. Like, that's not something that we should take lightly. Like, it's very bad, bro. You expect us to just pull data from what? An experiment that involved predominantly white people?
You can't. You can't
it's
relate
like
to that.
it's like drug testing, bro. Like, okay, this drug works on a white man. It's gonna work for everybody. That's not working for me. That's not working for you. That might harm us compared to what it's doing to them, bro.
They don't care.
Like, dog, like it's so real. Like that's just, it's horrible.
It's to the point where I believe they want to. Well, they haven't been doing this for years. Ever since they brought first black man over on the slave ship,
On that damn boat.
they've been trying to quiet us, and that's something that's so powerful is our voice. We can't let it be unheard because as soon as it goes unheard, it goes unsolved. As soon as it goes unsolved, it goes buried. Just like every tragedy that struck the earth when the post Reconstruction age came across after slavery and everything, it's still to the point where nowadays I can't even go to the local Walmart without being followed around like I'm going to steal something. Every time I get emotional, they assume it's anger and they're afraid of me. I've walked in countless elevators where people have clutched their purse like the first thing I'm going to do as a college student is snatch your purse.
Man, something about them elevator rides, bro. Those are the worst things.
And it's crazy to the point, and it's people grabbing hold of their children. Like what? Like don't identify me as an animal. Don't put a label on me like I'm some type of angry ticking time bomb because I'm not. I am a man. I will have emotions. But if you characterize my emotions as anger, that's and just have anger the only emotion that I can feel, it's the emotion that I lean on. I can't even explain all the times where in situations where I could have handled it 10 times better if I'd have just let myself think and let myself feel. I can't. Bridges being burned, people looking at me away just because they assume I'm angry, so I get angry. And so if you are listening out there and you know that anger is the one thing you resolve on, listen to it. Don't lean into it. Listen to it. Don't think that's the end way. Like don't like, oh, he disrespected me. I'm a swing. Think he disrespected me. Maybe his day's going bad. Maybe I can do something to make his day better. And that's a little part of the generational curses we were talking about. And I think DEI is just trying to cement those generational curses because it's something that feeds over and over again to our children. And so they can keep controlling them year after year, decade after decade. Hundreds and hundreds of years have gone by, and we still are talking, discussing, fighting for something that should have been ours when we were brought here.
It's not even when we were brought here, bro. It's just basic human rights, bro. Like, it's the fact that, like, I hate to get political, but y'all know I'm gonna say the truth, bro. It's the fact that a system has been placed in this country specifically that it's literally been meant to keep us down, bro. Like, no matter how far a black man tries to go, and I hate to say it, they still gonna look at him like he's just another nigga.
Just another nigga.
Like, that's just how they look at us. Like, and it's crazy how we're going backwards with this current legislation. They're taking away our voices. They're taking away our buildings, our places, where we feel safe, like I said before. They're taking away opportunities. Kids' scholarships are taken away. That little boy that wanted to be a doctor down in, like, Georgia, he can't be a doctor no more because y'all took away his scholarship, thinking that taking away DEI is going to make everything better because we believe that it's going to give everybody equal opportunities. Y'all know damn well there ain't no equal opportunities out here, and y'all still choosing to make it harder.
You can't have diversity and equality. Those are two it's like those are two opposing forces. Everyone cannot be equal if everyone is in and of itself different. But everyone can be given equal chances, but we can't have equal, like, you can't expect somebody else can come to college the same way as somebody else, as the next person, when that one person had to go through hoops and challenges that the other person can't even dream, can't even think of. I have to work a part-time job at a warehouse and be in college. My hours are from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, and sometimes I have to wake up and go to class the next day. The first time I told somebody about this in my major, the first thing they said was, "Damn, how?" I I looked them dead. I had no choice. I there is no other choice. How? Because I have to. And DEI, it's something that has helped me not only takes that stress off of having to fund for college by myself, but also like it lets me know that I'm not by myself figuring it out, by myself trying to navigate through college. Because as a black man at a PWI, it's hard. It's tough. But knowing you're not alone, it helps so much.
Well, yeah, and then that's just like the essence. Just to like overall wrap up before we move on to the second segment, and we're getting to the point now, Professor, where you can literally just like pause after. I know it's been a minute. We've been yapping for like 30. I don't even know if we'll be able to watch the full clip, but I'll explain it when I get into class on next week. But yeah, overall though, this conversation was just it was a chance for y'all to understand where we're coming from. A chance for us to get our voice out and actually help y'all understand why DEI is so important and so critical. It's giving kids opportunities to live a life of luxury, of happiness. It's given us the chance to have diverse scientific findings so that not just one group is represented, but also everybody. It's given us the chance to actually see what life is like from everybody else's perspective, not just one. You take away DEI, you're taking away the essence of a people, of a community, of a society. You're taking away what makes people unique. You're taking away our voice. You're taking away our ideas. You're taking away our rights, somewhat. We're going backwards right now as a country. And with this current legislation and stuff that's being passed, it's not good. But like we stated before, try it if you want to. And I'm not going to say that this is a threat, but it is a promise that there will be some sort of repercussion because you can't take it away from us, which is right now, which is why it's important for us as a people and not just as black people in general, but y'all too out there. Like we said, our Hispanic brothers and sisters, our LGBTQ plus allies out there, rise up. It's time for us to be seen, heard, and admired as what we are and who we are. You are not a DEI hire and a job. You are there because you worked for it and you earned it. You had support to get there, yes, but that's because you came from a struggle. DEI is what helps us out. It's an aid, and it's essential to give everybody that opportunity and that piece of the pie. CEOs sitting at a desk filled with just white people. Now let's put some brothers and sisters in there. Let's add a little bit to sprinkle into the pot. That way we can have corporations that are filled with opportunities that fit everybody, not just a certain group. But you know what I mean. So overall, from this student's perspective and this student's perspective, DEI is important. We need it.
Important, necessary. It's amazing.
And if you ever try to ask our reasoning, yeah, me and my brother are living proof, and so are so many other students out here of how it's important. But yeah, that's segment one. Hey, Professor Frank Durbin, you can pause right here if you need, because we're going to move into segment two. And we thank you for listening to that first one. All right, so now that we're done with that serious topic, I'm not just going to move into it. If y'all want to talk more about it, please reach out to those who are, of course, your staff, faculty, or if y'all want to just come onto the show and talk about it, you can too. there's resources out here for y'all to use and utilize, and make sure that you're making your voice heard. But now that we're leaving from a very heavy first segment, let's do something light. We got 2 more left. Just segment 2, talking about what's happening in the world. You know, I got a few topics here, bro. You know, the blackout fashion. So last time we were on, me and Mel talked about the election and how we thought it was going to be that bad. Yeah, it's gotten pretty fucking bad. I'm not going to lie to you. So I want to personally recant my statement that I made. My rhetoric in the last episode was indeed incorrect. Donald Trump has fucked up our shit. I'm not going to lie. It's bad, bro. Like, it's really bad. But, so yeah, a few topics that we got going on happening in the world right now. We got Kanye West.
Ooh.
Ooh. You know, you can pick them. I got 3 pulled up. I got 3 picked up. So, like, we got Kanye with, you know, his little, whatever the KKK situation. That's not good. There's also Trump again, bro. He just keeps popping up. You know, his little tariff thing that he got going on. Mm-hmm. And then also this last one. Actually, I was really leaning towards this last one. If we just want to discuss a little bit about the Kyron Lacey situation down an LSU student named Kyron Lacey. He played football. He committed suicide. Sadly, not too long ago. And I think for this segment, I just wanted to bring just a little bit of awareness. You know, if you're struggling with anything of your mental, because mental health is real. I'm a psychology major, and I don't just say that because I'm a psychology major, but also just as a human being who understands how important it is to keep your mental right. Whatever challenges or battles that you're having in yourself, just understand that you do not have to face those alone. If you need to seek help, please do. Therapy is not a place for the weak. It's actually a place for you to get stronger. It's for those who actually do want to improve. Please do not suffer in silence, and do not just sit by and wait for you to go down that rabbit hole. And if you have a friend or notice somebody in your life that is starting to trail that rabbit hole and starting to go down that path, please reach out and get them some help. Seriously. Shout out to the family of Kyron Lacey. Y'all are in our prayers. Hopefully things are going well. But yeah, man. Just some deep stuff. You got anything you want to add on that, or you coolin'?
Nah, I'm okay talking about those, but on top of that, it's like people sometimes, especially as like being a person of color, they don't think things like depression or anxiety or mental health matters for us. And as somebody who's going through and gone through instances like that, it's hard to keep going when you're not only your mind, but your body's just wants to give up. And I will always be here for people who need a person to talk to. You can be a random person, but if you're feeling that type of way and you see me walking on campus and you walk up to me like, hey, man, I really need to talk, I will drop everything and I will talk to you. Because I know there's not a lot of people out in this world who will drop everything in their way of personal success to take care of a person by their side. But I just want you to know, if you are going through hell, keep going. There will be an end to it. I promise you that.
No, that's real. That's real. Just to provide a resource, because the Blackout isn't just a podcast where, you know, me and the guys just get on here and yap. We also are just giving you the experience of just how it is being a student in college, just making sure like we're aware, and we also are addressing these issues because it's real issues, and we're just giving you our perspective on it. But as always, y'all, if you do need help with the suicide and crisis, there's a lifeline. It used to be a 10-digit number. They've converted it to a 3-digit number. All you got to do is call or text the number 988. You can get the help that you need. Mental health, like I said before, is very real, and a lot of people struggle with it, and it's usually the people that you don't expect. So, of course, take care of your mental. Be safe always, you know. And it's just love, always love. And if you want to talk about it with somebody, or you want to talk on the podcast, or even want to contact us, I'll be sure to, you know, reach out. Definitely. But there's a lot of staff and stuff, a lot of resources here at Iowa State itself too that can help you out with that. So be sure to engage in those. And yeah. But segment 3, we've officially reached, ladies and gentlemen, where we are hitting our closing statements, little quote of the day, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Overall, I think it's been an amazing experience to sit here and talk with my brother, bro. I'm glad that he made his debut today. And the second episode.
Man, always be. Right? It don't matter where I'm at. It don't matter what I'm doing. He called me. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I'll be there in a minute, but I'm on the way.
It's just, it goes both ways, bro. You already know I'm always here to support you. You know, without him, there ain't no me. Without me, there ain't no him. That's why I need him to go watch that Sinners movie so we can have a bond. Because they dead ass have like a bond between twins, bro. Like I was thinking, like this really is me and Roman low key. But yeah, no, you gotta watch, bro. But yeah, overall, y'all, second episode of the Blackout, baby. We back after a long awaited break. The third episode, I'll be sure to touch more on where I've been, where we've been, because a lot of stuff's happened since then. Since we actually last had our episode with me and Mel. But, yeah, at the end of the day, like we said, take care of yourselves. Your mental health is real. DEI is critical and crucial to making life better as a student on campus and giving us opportunities as a people. And, yeah, bro, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
For all the college kids out here, minority college kids or marginalized college kids or people who think they don't have somebody for them, I just want to remind you guys that you do. And it's I know you hear it a lot, to reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. Sometimes if you have nobody to talk to God. He'll answer you. And if you don't believe, if you don't want to talk to me. I'll talk to you. I'm a talker. I'm a yapper. You guys ask my brother. He grew up with me. You guys, my wife. She tell me shut up all the time.
I'm not gonna lie. He talk a little. he do. Mama used to beat his ass.
Seriously though. Seriously. No, don't give up. You can make great paths in this world. Make your footsteps. Create a shadow and be somebody that you can. Be somebody one day that you would look up to now. Fight to be that person, climb to be that person, and be proud of yourselves. You've made it to college. A lot of people don't even have, I know some of my family members, they didn't even graduate sophomore year of high school.
Bro, that GED.
You made it to college. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a break. You do not need to climb every mountain you see. You do not need to be the best in everything you do, as long as you try your hardest and you never give up. If you fall down 7 times, I better see you get up 8. Have a good one, y'all. Have a good one.
Bro. All right, y'all. And then, like we said, always trust God. Just a little thing I got here. Verse of the day, actually, from the book of John. It says 16:20. Truly, truly, I say to you, you will weep and lament, but the world will rejoice. You will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will turn into joy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our second episode of The Blackout. It's your host, Tay, co-host Roman.
Thank you.
You know, signing off. This is The Blackout. Y'all be smooth. Peace. All right. Get to the studios.
Oh, yes, baby.